All right, guys, what's going on? Hope you all are having a great day. So, today we're going to talk about bankruptcies. Bankruptcies are typically one of the harder things to remove off of credit reports. It can be done, but it's just harder. It takes time generally. Sometimes you get lucky, sometimes they come off easy, but generally they're pretty difficult. So on bankruptcies, you want to wait at least 6 months. 6 months from the time that your bankruptcy was completed, signed off by the judge, everything. 6 months. The longer you wait, the easier it is to take off generally. All right. So the way it works is there is a credit bureau that not a lot of people know about. Everybody knows about Experian, TransUnion, Equifax. There's another credit bureau called LexisNexis. I encourage you and everybody to go on to LexisNexis website, and it's Lexis, Lexis, Nexis, Nexis.com, and request your credit report. It's free. You'll fill out some information, and what they're going to do is they are going to mail you. Usually takes a week to 2 weeks to get in the mail. They're going to mail you a paper with a link of a website to type in and go on, and it gives you a password. That password and that link is good for 30 days. Generally what I do is I print it out for myself, since that password expires in 30 days and you can't access it anymore, so I print out my report. It tells you a lot of information on there. Like, for instance, my credit report, when I pull it out, it's 146 pages, which is ridiculous. But it's telling me everywhere I've ever lived, cars that I've owned, tells you a lot of stuff about you, employment history. But what they hold in there is bankruptcies. So usually when Experian, TransUnion, Equifax, when you dispute a bankruptcy with them, they will actually go to LexisNexis to verify if that is yours. LexisNexis houses that information. So first thing you want to do, or what we do anyways, for our clients, is you want to dispute a bankruptcy. First thing we're going to do is we're going to send in a letter to all 3 credit bureaus, actually 4 to include LexisNexis. And on that letter, we're going to request to remove all those old addresses that are assigned to you. Kind of clean up your report, especially if you're living at an address now, but when you did your bankruptcy, you were living at a different address. We want to try to get those removed off of your credit report. Makes it a little bit harder for the companies to verify it. So we send out that letter, and about 5 days after we send out that letter, we will send out dispute letters to the 3 credit bureaus, not LexisNexis, but the 3 credit bureaus, requesting or disputing all the accounts that were assigned to that bankruptcy. So let's say you did your bankruptcy and you had a Chase card, Capital One, Best Buy, Bed Bath Beyond, all that. We dispute those to start getting those removed. That way, when you dispute the bankruptcy, by then hopefully you have most, if not all, of the accounts that were associated with that bankruptcy off of your credit report. Again, just makes it a little bit easier to get that bankruptcy removed, because if you get all those removed and now all you have on your credit reports with the 3 credit bureaus is just a bankruptcy, well, when you do a bankruptcy, it's because you couldn't pay several cards, your car, things like that. Now all of a sudden, none of that stuff's on your credit report. So it makes it harder for them to verify. So that's why credit repair takes a while. As I said in my previous videos, don't believe the hype when somebody tells you, oh, we can get stuff done in a month, quick, blah, 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 all these results. They're selling you the dream. It takes time. But if you want to do it right, and you want to get it done, you just have to be patient. That's just simply all there is to it. So after you start disputing all those things and start getting them removed, then you want to dispute, well, actually, let me back up. While you're disputing all those accounts associated with the bankruptcy, to the 3 credit bureaus. At the same time, you want to start challenging already the bankruptcy, because the bankruptcy is what's going to be a LexisNexis. It's also in your 3 reports, but LexisNexis is what houses that information. So you want to start already sending your dispute process or letters to LexisNexis, okay? Also, what you want to do is, a lot of times the credit bureaus and or LexisNexis will respond when you dispute the bankruptcy itself, and they will say they verified the information. A lot of times when you respond and say with your next follow-up letter, well, how did you verify it? They're going to say from the courthouse, through the courthouse. Well, what you want to do is you want to be prepared for that, because no courthouse throughout the United States, bankruptcy courthouse, validates bankruptcies with credit bureaus. So credit bureaus lie about it. What you want to do is you want to send a certified return receipt letter to the bankruptcy courthouse, the administrator, whichever one it was that you went to, and you want to send a letter asking them, do they verify bankruptcies with third-party companies such as credit bureaus. When you send that letter, you also include a posted envelope with a stamp on it, right? So that way they have an envelope, because they're not going to pay for the stamp. You put the stamp on it with an envelope, provide that to them for them to respond and write the letter back. So there's one customer that we're dealing with right now that has a bankruptcy that we're trying to remove, and we wrote a letter to the courthouse requesting, do they work with third-party vendors and verify bankruptcies. So I'm going to show you a letter that we got. Don't know if you'll be able to read it, but this is what it says. This acknowledges my receipt of your certified letter dated March 12th, a copy of which is enclosed for your reference. Our agency has not provided information regarding your case to any credit bureaus. Your letter also appears to be seeking information which require our office to provide legal advice. Our office is not permitted to provide legal advice. Accordingly, you may wish to seek the advice of attorney, as you were represented by counsel in your Chapter 7 case. I am copying your attorney in such case so that she will be aware of the communication. All right, so it says right here, our agency has not provided information regarding your case to any credit bureaus. So, if the credit bureau comes back and says, well, we verified it through the courthouse, well, now we have this letter from the courthouse saying, no, we don't do that. Is this the perfect letter? Does it have information that I requested? It's not, and it has information that I did not request, because they wrote in there you would have to contact your attorney about your Chapter 7 case. That's kind of saying that you did do one. But at least we have that information saying, hey, we don't verify. And if we need that for the credit bureaus, we have it. Is it the perfect letter? No, but it still works. So that's the game you have to play. A lot of times what will happen is when you challenge a bankruptcy, let's say LexisNexis removes it, or one of the 3 other credit bureaus remove it. So let's say, for example, TransUnion removes it, but Experian and Equifax say they verified it. Well, then you can send a copy of the letter, a dispute letter, right? Your second or third follow-up dispute letter, and include TransUnion saying, hey, TransUnion deleted this. Look, how did you verify it? They couldn't verify it. So that usually will have them also remove it. It just shows that you're on top of your things and you know what you're doing. The dispute letters are very important. I don't remember if I talked about that on the other video, but they're very important as far as the way you word it, the things that you say, because you can't just write a dispute letter and say, well, this isn't mine. You got to say a little bit more than that. The big thing that you want to do is you want to say unverified account, meaning that you are now putting it on the credit bureaus to validate that account and say, well, the customer, being whoever we're representing, says that that's an unverified account. So now it's up to them to verify that account. Show me that the account belongs to me. Where's my signature? Show me a signature that says I agree to that account. 9 times out of 10, they don't have that. But that's kind of the game you play with bankruptcies. The other thing you can do when you're getting ready to start this whole bankruptcy disputing process is you can write a letter to LexisNexis, which we have those letters, and request them to freeze the account. So when you freeze your account with LexisNexis, that means other people cannot gain access to it to see what's inside there. That helps a little bit. So it's all those things mixed together that you do, keeping records of everything from the day that you mailed out letters to the day they received them, because you get that return receipt back. It's just, there's so much you have to keep track of. I can't tell you the importance of documenting everything and keeping files of everything and records of everything, which is what we do. So that's kind of how you do a bankruptcy. If you have any questions, as always, our email's down below, website's down below, and Facebook page is down below. If you like what you hear, there's gonna be many more videos coming out with much more information. Please follow us, give us a like, and we'll see you on the next video. And I wish you guys the best of luck.